Hello and what's up everybody, Thunderbob here, and tonight we're checking out Diablo 4 Season 2. This is my first Season 2 character. I am getting kind of a late start this season. I was working the day of release, and then when I got home, the servers were pretty broken, and then by the time it was working, it was about time for me to go to bed. So, this is day 2 in the evening, the first time I'm really getting to play other than a little bit on my Eternal Realm character, just testing some stuff out. I made a rogue this year. I think I'm going to try a Twisting Blades build. I just created this character and then jumped in. I had all of the renown points, so I had 9 points to distribute, and I just went with Puncture, went down to Twisting Blades, 3 points there, came down, I grabbed Shadow Step and Dash, and I played this a little bit in the beta. I haven't played a rogue since release, though. I played a Sorcerer up to 96, a Necro about to 80, and a Druid about to 50. So we're gonna create this character. I'm gonna be playing this a little bit more casually. I'm not gonna be putting in like a million hours all at once. I think I'm gonna try to play this over time. This video is gonna be about my first hour of the season. I'm gonna try to go through the new seasonal quest line and just level up as quickly as I can. I am in World Tier 2, because with all those extra points, I feel like it'll probably be easy enough. If I'm having difficulty, I'll bump it down. Let's go ahead and get started. Visit the magistrate's office. And it started you in this town. When I skipped the story, it like immediately put me here. So it seems like this is where the fun begins. I've got a little bit of experience with the rogue, like I said, in the beta, but it's, other than the barbarian, it's my least played class.
More and more each day, and my people fear leaving these gates at all. But you've come. This must be little more than child's play for a hero such as you.
I did kill Lilith.
Don't worry. I'll look into it.
Amazing. Oh, my merchants will rejoice. I can show you where the last caravan went missing. Bring the abducted home and, well, you'll need only name the reward.
I'm curious how lengthy the seasonal quest was, because I want to say the season 1 quest was maybe 4 hours. Like there was that step where you had to do like a couple of the chapters worth of stuff, but it really wasn't that lengthy. Actually, speaking of that, I do a lot of game coverage, and sometimes I get free keys, and I actually got a free premium battle pass with like 20 levels. I think it was 20, I'm not even sure. Automatically unlocked, yeah. So this is the first time I've actually gotten the premium with the free unlocks. I got lots of stuff to claim here. I haven't even looked at these cosmetics. Some of this stuff looks pretty cool. I bet that would be nice on my sorcerer. Some emotes. You know, I've never messed with the emotes. Like, it feels like kind of an unnecessary thing. I really do not interact much with the cosmetics at all. Like, it's kind of... I saw this and I'm like, well, I might as well get the battle pass for free if I can. But I don't think I've actually put on any of the Season 1 stuff, even though I unlocked pretty much everything. Yeah. So, that looks like it. Let's continue. Is this what I'm supposed to? Hunter's Acclaim. How to earn rewards. Kill monsters in Blood Harvest zones to increase your Hunter's Acclaim. Well, that's interesting. So, I think this is the thing that's kind of like the... the Helltides, which I think is over here. Blood Harvest. No, maybe it's not. That's the Blood Harvest. Oh, yeah. Kill monsters in the... I was reading Hunter's Acclaim and thinking I needed it. Yeah, it's the Blood Harvest. So this is kind of like the seasonal based Helltide kind of event. And it looks like you can get rewards for going and doing that stuff. That's kind of cool. I like that they give you more ways to kind of interact with the game world.
I can't do that here.
More ways to farm stuff and get rewards. I heard the horse was made better, and I played on my source for about an hour since the patch dropped, just testing out how Chain Lightning's working now. But I was just like teleporting right into dungeons, so this is really the first time I'm messing with the horse in the overworld. I haven't hit any barricades yet, but so far so good.
I need more time.
I like the rogue's dodge animation, the little spin. Oop. I was trying to do the spin again, and I instead went down the mountainside. And of course, we have our 9 healing potions, and we had our skill points, and when we get up to level, we'll have our Paragon points, because I have everything unlocked on my Eternal Realm character, which is a really nice change. I was really hoping they would do that. So I'm looking for a merchant in this area.
This is it.
It's in the cave. This is a really fun looking build. It's very, the reason I wanted to check it out was because it's very like movement based. You're like literally like just running across the game world, throwing out these little blades, and then like it actually does more damage. Am I gonna become a vampire?
And now you are mine.
What was that?
Let's put some clothes on. Got a helm. Got potent blood. Use potent blood to upgrade and unlock vampiric powers in the seasonal tab. Okay. Now I gotta go back to Ken Bardu. With those free skill points from Renown, like, you feel so overpowered. This is World Tier 2 and I'm one-shotting everything with just the base items. I'll probably play about an hour tonight. I'm getting kind of a late start. I was messing around with my sorcerer for longer than I intended, and I'm like, shit, I want to start my new character.
Left an ambush, did he? You, lend me a hand.
I'm out of energy.
Another of the magistrate's victims. You certainly fit the profile he preys upon.
The little weeping, bloody statue here is pretty cool.
Came looking for the magistrate too. These vampiric cult members conceal themselves in more places than you'd imagine. Have a look yourself. You'll see what I mean.
The blood is human. Dozens of victims. Somehow it's still warm. Been summoned to the tomb of hollows. Master must be pleased with the wonders I sent. With the wanderer I sent. Had a good feeling about that one. 2 barbarians, 1 druid, and a dabbling sorcerer. Not nearly enough. Master needs more to join his blood seekers.
Find something. Let me see. I do. And with these notes you found, I can... That's a bite mark. You're changing, aren't you? No, from the depth of that wound you should have already. Damn, I don't have the time to spend on this. I need to go after the magistrate, and you're gonna have to come along.
Okay. I can now obtain vampiric powers. Your new power is in the seasonal tab of your inventory. So the seasonal tab of your inventory. That's a weird place to put that. Casting skills heals you for 1.5% of your life. Double this bonus while below. Is that like the first one you get, or did I unlock that somehow? So now whenever I cast a skill, I heal for a tiny bit of life.
I'm not ready yet.
I played less of Season 1 than I had expected. Like, Diablo has always been a series that I have loved, and I've played so much of it over the years. And I was kind of expecting, like, this was going to be... where am I supposed to go? Meet Eris at the Tomb of Hallows. Alright, down here. I got a quicker waypoint. Not really. Alright, I'll just get off it.
I can't do that here.
I played, you know, Diablo 1 back in the late 90s. I played Diablo 2 literally at release and for like 5 years afterwards. Diablo 3 I put a couple of years into. Diablo 2 Resurrected I put a ton of hours into. I got a ton of videos on the channel. Diablo 4 release I enjoyed. Like the 1 to 50 I really, really loved. And then I would say from like 50 to 70 it was still enjoyable. But like after 70 a lot of the flaws start becoming more apparent. You know, the leveling is kind of frustratingly slow. Gear is just agonizingly, like, simplistic. You know, the lack of uniques, the lack of good uniques. Legendaries being really repetitives. It's like, there's just not enough choice, I would say, is maybe the biggest failing. Like, there's like 100 uniques in the game. Versus what, I think there's 400 in Diablo 2, something like that. And, yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired in that itemization, and that's such a big part of these games. But it seems like this, this big patch, this big season has maybe not long-term fixed everything, but they've, like, band-aided a lot of things, if that makes sense. Like, increasing the item power level as you level to give you more incentive to actually level all the way to 99 instead of like by level 75 my sorcerer was basically nearly fully geared. Increasing the leveling speed is useful too because it gives you more incentive to create more characters. You don't feel so kind of stuck with one character. Yeah. The other reason I played less of Season 1 was because it's been such a good year in gaming. Like, this is maybe the best game and the best year in PC gaming since, like, 1998. Like, 98 had StarCraft, it had, Half-Life 1, it had Baldur's Gate, it had, Deus Ex was on E9, I think, but, like, it's renowned as one of the best years in gaming. And, I think this year's gonna give it a run for its money. You got Baldur's Gate 3, you got that Harry Potter game, you got Cyberpunk expansion, you got Starfield, Alan Wake 2 is about to come out. Like, it's just been a crazy... I know I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff.
I am, but it's hard to predict exactly what awaits inside. It could be more vampires, could be the Magistrate, it could be nothing at all. You should be ready too.
Yeah. So, like, I was 3 or 4 weeks into Season 1 when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and I wasn't even really thinking I was going to play it, but I was just like, I'm kind of bored of Diablo 4. Like, I don't know if I want to do this for another 2 months. And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I could buy and play through all of Baldur's Gate 3 in the time it would take me to level my Necro and gear him up from... I think I was 50 at the time. It was like, if I want to gear this character all the way up and get him to 99, I could just beat a whole nother game in the meantime. And it was definitely, like, I had a really, really enjoyable time with Baldur's Gate 3. Like, that was a really good game. If you haven't played it, and you're at all into more story-driven, slower-paced games, you should definitely check it out. And then I checked out Starfield. I played through the Cyberpunk expansion. That was like another 30 hours or so.
I don't have enough energy.
Potent blood.
Mister, please, give me another chance. No.
So that may end up how this season goes. Like
We seem to have complicated the situation, you and I. The magistrate was the link between us and the leader of the vampires. This makes things annoyingly more complicated. You should scour this place for anything. Logs, documents, whatever you can find. I'm going back to Ked Bardu to follow up with some contacts.
Okay. I'm kind of worried that's going to happen again because I'm very much hyped for Alan Wake 2. I really liked the first game.
You have much to see.
Sure. And that comes out in like 2 weeks. I've also got a Disney trip coming up. I'm going to be gone for almost a week straight, so I don't know. I'm probably going to... This will be my main game, and then when Alan Wake 2 comes out, I'll kind of like consider like, okay, do I want to keep playing this? Do I want to try something else? I guess we'll think about that as we get to that stage.
Time to do that.
I like this build because you basically you use your twisting blades, and then you use one of like your movement skills to run across the screen, because those blades will come back to you. So it's all about like positioning, and I'm still kind of learning. All right, so I did it there, and then they come and they kill those guys. Like that's so much fun. I made this a female character, and I was trying to kind of make it look like the Amazon, because at one point I was thinking that I might try a bow character. But like I was looking at the different skills and the popular bow builds, and none of them really feel as iconic as like multi-shot and strafe from Diablo 2. So I don't know. I might try bow as I'm leveling up, but I'm definitely leaning towards this Twisting Blades build.
Answer me something. Have you ever felt like you were born with a noose around your neck, tied by your mother and father?
Lilith and
enslaved by demons, threatened by angels. How do you fight the infinite when you are finite?
yeah, that's so much fun. When you run out of energy, though, it kind of sucks. So it's like, I kind of need to work on... I know there's a couple of ways to improve your energy and, like, get it back. But I think I don't get those till a little bit later. I think imbuements will help, and combo points. Is that, like, 12, I want to say? See, I was maxing that out, and then I think, yeah, I wanted to put a couple points into weapon mastery, which gives me 50% increased damage to healthy enemies, which is like most enemies. Bows, I get that vulnerable damage. Crossbows, critical strike damage. Swords, just a flat increased damage. I'm guessing it's this way because it looks like the little boss corridor. And I definitely could be leveling faster if I just ran some dungeons, but I want to run through this story first.
Is like no other. They are the blood seekers of my revival, and the harbingers of my ascension, just like you. I am Seer of the Ancients, and you will serve.
I will not.
Impossible. Why haven't you changed? I know your blood. I understand now. Blood like no other, indeed. It won't matter. You deserve more than to be chained to mortality. And the more you thirst, the more you will understand.
Cool. I like the vampire theming. Like, I'm trying to think in the other Diablo games if there's much in the way of vampires. Like, I know there's a couple of enemies that are basically called vampires, but they don't serve complete chapter 1 of the season's journey. So now I gotta focus on this. So complete or side quest, collect red mind, dry steps, complete a cellar. I can do that real quick. Salvage common items, complete a dungeon, complete a world event. Yeah, should be pretty easy. Packed, I did that. So, all right, let's go salvage some shit. And then we'll continue. Maybe we'll go run a dungeon real quick. See if there's anything that's got the true whisper going on. What level am I at? I'm at 6, okay. So I'm not at the point where I can get, like, my class abilities. I need to do... I think these count. You want to do this early, because after a while you stop seeing the normal items. Okay, so I got that. So I need to do a cellar. Wait, did that not count? Where is it? Okay, I got that. So world event. I guess this says 2 of 8. Okay, 3 of 8. I'm gonna do a cellar and a dungeon probably. That'll get me to 5. And a world event should be easy too. Let's see. Just double checking if any of the dungeons in the dry steppes are beneficial to me for any aspects, and none of them really are.
Not in town.
There's a couple that I kind of need long term, but they're not available in the dry steppes. So I'm just gonna grab the closest dungeon, and if I see a cellar along the way, we will go and do that as well. I'm gonna do Hakon's Refuge. I do like when the season changes and the nightmare dungeons all change and there's like more reason to do the normal dungeons, because I feel like some of these dungeons are really well themed, have good atmosphere, but like you don't see them forever because, you know, you're doing the, you know, the what dozen nightmare dungeons that are active. And it's kind of, I don't know, feels dumb. Like, why don't they just let all of the dungeons be nightmare dungeons?
I need more time.
at this level, you really don't want to like stop and look at items too much. Like 12 to all stats, 2% chance. Okay, we'll do the stats. Actually, yes, 12 to all stats actually is pretty good for low level. You're mostly just looking, do the numbers go up? Is it more damage? Like at this level, damage is going to be a lot bigger than some stats. I need more enemies grouped up. Like this, this build, I think, excels when there's like a huge number of enemies all together. Because it's like you want those blades passing through as many enemies as you can. I guess that's true of like most builds, but the AoE of this build is definitely, I feel like, more limited than some of the classes. It does make me think maybe I'll try bow, just because it's a little bit more just sit there and fire and forget. Like, this is the flashier build, and I think it's probably the better late game build. Alright. I'm leveling super slow because I'm focusing on the quest. I feel like I could be quite a bit higher level if I wasn't focusing on that. It's alright. I'm really trying to play more casually. Like, I burned myself out, I think, at release, even before Season 1 started. I was playing so much, and then when Season 1 started, it was like, I don't know, I was just kind of burnt out of the game. Like, and I felt like that patch right before Season 1 came out just kind of deflated me. Like, they nerfed so many things just unnecessarily. There were classes that were just obviously weaker, and then they made them even... They nerfed them even further. Like, I don't know. There was lots of things where I was just like, I have no idea what their plans for this game are, and I don't think they have any idea either. But I feel like they've largely redeemed themselves with Season 2. Like, there's a lot of smart changes with the way, like, the skills work, with the way leveling up works now. Like, they've rebalanced the game almost completely. Leveling's faster. Like, it's just seemingly a lot more fun experience without changing a lot of the base mechanics. It's like they more like toggled some switches and adjusted some numbers. I think the bigger like mechanical changes are probably not going to come until the first expansion. Like, they're not, they're going to add in a handful of uniques and legendary aspects probably with each season, but they are not going to like add in set items, for example. That's not going to probably come until an expansion. I'm assuming they will eventually come, but it probably won't be until the first expansion. Same thing with like rune words, if they ever add them. I think runes would be really cool. Like, I think gems are very underwhelming, but adding like something like runes to give more options would be really fun. Let's see. I think we got some points to spend. It's so fun where that like rips them apart.
I need time to do that.
I do think they're on the right track though. Like halfway through season 1, I was almost writing the game off like I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to this. And even when they announced the season 2 videos, I was still like, I don't even know if I'm going to play in season 2. And and then after that first video, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play again. There's enough being added here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm almost to the imbuements. Alright. That's such a weird one. It's 6% increased damage to healthy and injured enemies. Isn't every enemy basically injured or healthy? So like this is just 6, 12, 18% damage increased to everything. Am I thinking about that wrong? Yeah, shadow imbuement. And then I'll do poison imbuement. And then that's pretty much like my leveling setup, I think, on this build. I got stuck.
I need more time. I'm low on energy.
I was like stuck in the barrier that popped up. That was weird. I couldn't even like shadow step for a second. I heard the whispers are way better now too. I want to test that out. I feel like Rogue is a weird class. Like I know it was in Diablo 1, but it feels very generic and open-ended, where like most of the classes in every game after that felt more I don't know, more built out. Like, okay, the original game, you had Rogue, you had, what, Fighter, and you had the Wizard, which, well, I mean, I guess they did Wizard in Diablo 3 as well, but it feels much less specific than, like, Amazon, or, you know, Necromancer or something. Like, it's like, I don't know if I'm making sense here, but in a game like that, you have like multi-classes or like specializations in. It feels like that first tier where you're like, I want to be the roguish guy, and then you'd pick like, oh, I want to be the bow rogue. And in Diablo, like it's usually just like, well, you'd pick the Amazon, or you'd pick, yeah, the demon hunter, not rogue. Rogue just feels a little generic, but like it works out. It's kind of a mix of multiple classes from the previous games, like a little bit of the rogue from D1, a little bit of the Amazon and the demon hunter and the assassin, even a little bit with the combo points and stuff.
I'm out of energy. I need time to do that.
Alright, that should have been another seasonal journey thing. Wait, didn't I complete a dungeon in the dry step? Do I need to leave first, maybe? This is the dry step, right? I'm right here, which is in Kyrgyzstan. Whoops. I'm an idiot. For some reason I thought I was still up in the dry steppes. I'm not at all. Well, we leveled a little bit. We'll go do a dungeon up here. How the heck did I teleport all the way down there? Oh, I had to run down there for the mission. Well, why is the first seasonal journey specific to the dry steppes when the second step of the quest took you elsewhere? I don't know. Who am I even talking to? Dexterity. It's kind of harder to tell with these like packs on the skills. Alright, we're just gonna break down all this stuff. Or maybe we'll sell it. We don't have any gold.
I thank you.
I wish there was a sell all button. Like when you just know you don't want anything in your inventory. Alright, let's look at these dungeons real quick. Oh, I'm also in the Blood Harvest. Alright, there's a dungeon right here outside of town. We'll go run and do that real quick. I also just want to mess around with this Blood Harvest that's going on out here. Just see what that's all about.
I can't do that here.
I can't do that here. The way they presented it in the YouTube video the other day made me think that it was basically like a Helltide, but themed around the zombie, or not the zombie, the vampires, but I don't know for sure.
I'm not ready yet. It's locked.
I need a key. Hey, can you open that, buddy? I got a blood liver. I haven't really like read any guides on how some of the seasonal stuff works yet, so I guess we'll find out as we go.
I need more time.
I'm getting these blood lures.
I need time to do that.
Picked up some stuff. Those who fight. That gave me a quest, it looks like. Conduit
I'm
Shine.
not ready yet.
Those are fun early on.
I need more time.
I love the overworld in Diablo 4. Like, that's one aspect I think they did really well, but then they didn't give you any reason to, like, explore it. Like, it's such a great aspect. And I really do, I love the 1 to 50 of Diablo 4. Like, exploring the world, the story, the characters, the voice acting, the atmosphere. I feel like that's all great. And, like, if all you're looking for is, like, a fun 50-hour experience, you know, that's not going to require you to invest 1 million hours. I think you can get a good 50 hours out of this without any question. It's more or less when it gets deeper than that, when you get into like the 100, the 200, the 300, and you're like, wait, the itemization here kind of sucks. I should do a Grim Favor dungeon. Do I have any in the dry stuff? I didn't. Where It's got to be in the dry steppes. I don't see any. I'm right here at this dungeon. I wanted to see if I could use this key. There was a chest, and I don't see it on my map anymore. Here's a chest. And it gave me some stuff. Pact of Ferocity. Oh, those are my vampiric powers. Cool. Alright, so you can get keys and you can get lures. I'm not sure what the lures are for yet.
I need time to do that.
There's 15 bullet. Okay, so you need like. It seems like it lets you summon
Don't have enough energy.
maybe a boss or something. I think I was immune until I broke open the cyst tumor
I
thing.
need time to do that. It's locked.
Yeah, I do not have enough lures for that. Up to 8 though. I think that those stay with you between the zones. I don't think you necessarily have to use them all before you like move on. I was hoping to progress this further, but probably not in this first session. I'm gonna be, tomorrow night I'm gonna be spending with the wife, and then I might play on the Steam Deck some, but then Friday I should have like almost a whole day to play. So I'll probably continue this on the Steam Deck, but then I'll mostly just be leveling. I don't think I'm gonna continue the seasonal story, and if I do more videos, it'll probably be continuing the seasonal journey and like seeing the seasonal quest line. And then maybe also do some videos of like certain milestones, like if
I need time to do that.
If I do the capstone dungeon, that sort of thing. Okay, let's see. Stop shooting me. I'm trying to look at my skills. Physical. Okay. So that's one way you can generate energy. So every time you kill an enemy with shadow, you generate 10 energy. This get a 12-second cooldown. Oh yeah, I forgot I found some rares. Cleansing acid. To upgrade or unlock powers. Should I use it? I thought I found a pact, but I'm not seeing. Did I not see a pact? I thought I did. Select the vampire power to unlock. Well, that's pretty cool. So I could upgrade that one, which select an empire to unlock upgrade by 1. How come it's X'd out? Maybe I don't have the things I need. Conjuration, companion, minion, and bat familiars attacks have a 30% chance to restore 10 primary resource. Well, I don't have, I think, any of those things, right? Wait, did it just... I did not... God dang it. God dang it, Papa. I did not think it was going to do that. I wanted to make sure. I don't think I have... Right, any, like, minion abilities. But I guess I might get the ability to summon bats or whatever. But that was annoying. So don't leave that tab. That's annoying. Well, it seems like you get that stuff pretty fast anyways, so... Is that right? You live and you learn.
I need more time.
I gotta slay all the enemies in the grotto.
I need more energy. I'm not ready yet.
I'm kind of curious how this build plays on the Steam Deck. I haven't put much time on the Rogue on the Steam Deck, but I played like the Sorcerer and the Necro, the Druid, quite a bit. I'm curious. I might end up respecing to the bow if I'm having difficulty with this twisting blade, because there's so much movement and stuff, and it feels like it's probably fairly precise movement too. So I don't know. We'll see.
I need time to do that.
And that's one weird thing, getting the Steam Deck has definitely made me like I probably spend more time on my Steam Deck than on my PC, just because like I've got a family, and sometimes jumping on my gaming computer, it's in another room, it's actually another floor of our house, and it feels so like separating, whereas like the Steam Deck, like maybe they're all just watching movies or TV show, or like they're doing some craft project. I can jump on the Steam Deck and be in the same room and still like interact with them and do my hobby, but feel like I'm more part of the family, whereas where I put on my headset and I come and play in here, I feel very like separate from everything, and it's kind of a weird thing. So it's like, it's definitely made me consider like, okay, this is going to be my Steam Deck game, and then this is going to be the game that I'm playing when I'm in front of my computer, because like an example would be Starfield. Starfield does not run very well on the Steam Deck. It runs great on my computer. Well, great, that's an overstatement. It runs on my computer. So that means I would probably be playing Diablo more on the Steam Deck and Starfield more on the computer. So it's just kind of like a weird, like... And then sometimes you find a game that, like, that runs great on both. Like, I put a little bit of time in Liza P. Like, I'll probably come back to it later. I just wanted to give it a try. That game runs great in both places.
I'm not ready.
But, like, performance is one thing, and then also just... I prefer playing shooters, mouse and keyboard. Like RPGs, action RPGs, that kind of thing. I think works really well on the Steam Deck, but I'm just not great at aiming with a controller. I never have been.
Need more time.
Yeah, so Steam Decks are great though. I don't think anyone could go wrong buying one.
I'm out of energy.
Oh yeah, this dungeon. I haven't done this dungeon in a long time. But I thought guys usually pop out of that. It's really fun when you actually get these abilities to like line up right and like kills a bunch of dudes. Like, it just feels satisfying. And I really haven't felt like my health is any kind of danger at all, which is kind of fun. Like, I'm this whirlwind of destruction, murdering everything and flying across the screen and stuff. I feel considerably less squishy than I do on my sorcerer. At least pre-season 2. Season 2 they feel a bit better. But even I'm in, you know, World Tier 2 here. This guy's not dying at all. I'm not very familiar with the imbuements yet. Can you stack those? I think you can.
I need time to do that.
I guess I need to do a little research on those. What is the healing coming from? Is it that pool there?
I need time to do that.
I would be ending this probably when this dungeon's over. It's 12:15 on a work night. I know, work, but it pays the bills. This is definitely just like a side gig. This is definitely not even a side gig. I really don't make any meaningful amount of money from the channel. This is just like me sharing stuff I'm into more than anything. Whatever I'm playing at the time, and I feel like there's someone out there who might want to check it out. Ooh, 20 dex, 4 skill damage, chance to execute. 31 more damage. Should I swap those? I really don't know. Like, do you need your better damaging one on your main hand or whatever? Is that a thing with daggers? I don't even know. Weapon damage plays such a big part early on. Like, every time you replace an item at the beginning of the game, feels like such a huge shift in power. Specifically your weapon, like your DPS.
I need more time. I need more energy.
I'm excited to get into the end game with this. I've really, the short amount of time I played on my sorcerer has me excited because of like the new item power changes. Like, you know, my sorcerer had pretty close to optimal gear. Like, I probably hadn't been changing stuff, but maybe like once every 100 runs. And literally I did like 3 nightmare dungeon runs with the sorcerer and was finding like replacement gear because of the new higher item levels. Okay, so critical strike damage, crowd control damage, slow damage versus that 20 dex. This one does way more damage, but I don't think this DPS is used for the dagger skills. I'm pretty sure it's only for the bow skills. But if I end up going bows, I might hold on to that just in case.
I'm not ready yet.
I didn't really look. So that's doing 187 DPS. It's got a lot more damage. Kind of want to... I'm not going to change up my build right now, but maybe tomorrow, actually, when I'm playing on the Steam Deck, I'll mess around with a bow build. Yeah, I was hoping to get further along, but I'm definitely just trying to play at a casual pace. I'm not doing, like... Honestly, if I wanted to just power level, I would have gone to a dungeon and just run it over and over again, but that's kind of boring. I wanted to check out the new quest, and I should have a couple hours playing the Steam Deck tomorrow, and then on Friday I'll probably have... I like the whole day, but I also want to play some Starfield, so I'll probably alternate between the two whenever I get bored, and... Honestly, I think Diablo 4 is actually better to be played in, like, a more measured, like, pace. You know, like, you're not playing 40 hours a week. I think playing, like, 10 hours a week and kind of alternating with other games, like, so you don't burn yourself out. You could definitely burn through all this content probably in 50 hours or something. Alright, so now we got one dungeon. I need to do a second dungeon, I need to do a cellar, and then I should be able to progress. So that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow. Yeah, so I think I'll end it here. It's later than I intended. I do want to thank you for watching, everyone, and if you want to see more of my season journey, I know I'm playing at a little bit more slow measured pace, but that's just kind of what I'm going for this season. Let me know. I may just do kind of like the capstone major dungeon kind of moments instead of doing a full playthrough, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. If you're playing, do drop me a comment with what class, what build, what you've been enjoying, or what you don't like so far, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everybody.